Hello, it's your girl, Lily P. You may notice that my eyes look better this time around because I turned on auto blink because it wasn't, tracking properly. I also got a new mic, so hopefully the audio sounds better. Yeah, so anyway, today we are going to analyze chess, overanalyze chess. What is the longest game possible? I've been looking forward to this for a long time. So let's hop right. I watched a video on this topic a few years ago by Brandon Laughlin. He did an amazing job on the subject, and you should check that video out. But he got one thing wrong, which is why we're here today. To answer this question, first we need to know how games end. There are 7 ways that can happen. Checkmate. The king is under attack and can't move out of danger. This won't be easy to avoid. Resignation. When one player gives up, usually when checkmate is imminent. Very easy to simply not give up. Draw by mutual agreement. When the game is drawn by mutual agreement, all we have to do is be disagreeable, and this never happens. Stalemate. This is what happens when it's your turn to move, and you have no legal moves you can make. This is a draw and relatively easy to avoid with collusion. The full repetition. This is when a position is repeated 3 times. I used to think that it was consecutively, but it's at all. Fortunately, we will be doing a lot of pawn pushing, making this significantly easier to avoid since pawns can't go backward. The most common example of threefold repetition is perpetual check. Insignificant, insufficient material to mate. There are actually 2 definitions of this rule. The first is you have a low sperm count. The second is that there aren't enough pieces on the board for a checkmate to happen. Usually insufficient material happens when there's only one piece left and it's a minor piece, knight or bishop. But there's a secret third definition, which is there aren't enough pieces to force a checkmate, such as with 2 knights and a king versus a lone. The seventh and most important is the 50 move rule. The game ends if, when the 50th move is made, there have been no captures or pawn pushes in the last 50 moves. A move is 1 turn for white and 1 turn for black, so each move consists of 2 tempi. This means we have 100 tempi. This concept is very important because white starts and after 99 tempi, it is black's turn to make the 100th tempo. But white has pawns too. So whenever white pushes a pawn, the last tempi is wasted, and then black starts on the first tempo. Got it? Got it. Great. The longest game in chess history was between Ivan Nikolic versus Goran Osovic in 1989. The game was played in Yugoslavia and lasted 269 moves and went on for over 20 hours. The game ended in a draw after the 50-move rule was invoked. We are going to annihilate that. What is the theoretical maximum? There are 7 pieces and 8 pawns that can be captured. Each pawn can move forward 6 squares. So that is 63 resets per side for a total of 126 resets. That gives us a theoretical maximum 6,300 moves. That is, of course, impossible because the pawns cannot phase through each other. So instead, the pawns are going to have to capture while moving forward. How sad. If you were to make 4 rows of 2 pawns, that would take up a total of 8 resets, or a whopping 400 moves. This is the way that Brandon did it. If you do it this way, you start by having black make 2 pawn captures of the white knights, and then you lose a tempo by having the 4 white pawns make a capture. Then you lose 1 more tempo by having the other 2 black pawns make a capture. Now, the reason for this is because you can only get 2 pieces out without moving pawns, the knight. However, there is a different way to make the capture so that you can save the tempo. You once again start with black pawns capturing the white knights. Make sure that it is the B pawn capturing to the C file and the G pawn capturing to the F file. Move the double pawns forward. One space each will be enough. Now it's time for the white pawns to make captures. They will be making 6 captures. H and F pawns will capture to the G file, and the A and C file, and the A and C pawns will capture to the P file. Now the center pawns. Just push them as far as you can, and then black will helpfully place pieces right behind their doubled pawns for you to capture. And voila! Now the pawns are passed. Now white will continue until all their pawns are promoted, and all the black pieces have been captured. We now lose our second tempo, and black does the same thing, capturing all of white's pieces, including the promoted pawns. We lose our final tempo when white starts to delete the black army, and once that is finished, the game will end with insufficient material to beat, or with the 50 move rule if you're feeling spicy and want to let the last piece live. So the longest game is 5,899 moves, or I still can't pronounce this for some reason. What is wrong with me? 11,797 tempi. Tempi. Is it tempi or tempi? Should have figured it out before I recorded this, I guess. Anyway, that is way longer than that measly 269 moves. Think I messed up somewhere? Feel free to let me know in the comments. So that's all I got for you today. So until next time, keep your head above water.